This platoon of Marines is heading into the most dangerous place in Afghanistan.
We're going in with 1,000 Marines into this place. I'm gonna smoke check these.
To take the Taliban head on.
Hey, get back, get back! You're not gonna know it's coming.
And try to end this war. Once and for all.
Probably the scariest moment of my life.
Just don't want to lose the whole war. Contact!
My name's Captain Ben Mindorf. I'm the commander of Golf Company, 2nd Battalion, 5th Marines. Right around 185 Marines right now. We're the ones that do the fighting, up close and personal.
This year, while tens of thousands of American troops withdraw from Afghanistan after more than a decade of fighting, Captain Ben Middendorf and his men 2nd Platoon, Golf Company 2-5, are staying behind to continue the fight. They're taking the fight directly to the Taliban. Their mission, locate, disrupt, and destroy the enemy.
Again, I cannot emphasize enough the importance of doing this mission. I know it's late in the war. I know the Marines asked the why. We're still at war, and we gotta manipulate this thing so we can execute the retro raid and get out of here in the right way.
Out here, you up. Marines die. And that weighs pretty heavily on me.
Gentlemen, again, we're going in with 1,000 Marines into this place. They are not gonna be able to handle battalion reinforced of United States Marines going in here. They can't. I'm looking forward to this fight, because I'm gonna smoke check these.
Middendorf's been in the military for 16 years. This is his 3rd time in Afghanistan. But in 10 hours, he's heading out on Operation Branding Iron, his most dangerous op yet. They must eliminate a Taliban safe haven in the Zamindawar region, widely known as one of the most dangerous places in Afghanistan. The Afghan National Security Forces have no presence in Zamindawar, leaving it under Taliban control. It's crucial in the Taliban's opium operations, which fund their war against the Americans. The Taliban have the advantage here. They know the terrain, blend in with the general population, and have had years to prepare their defenses. Middendorf hasn't had any fatalities yet.
The range of emotions you go through in the hours before getting on a helicopter to go land behind enemy territory and then start an assault is you cannot convey those thoughts to someone whose life has truly never been in danger. I mean, these are the only guys I can talk to about, and it's the same way for them.
Like his 1st Lieutenant Neil Jones, this is his 3rd tour of duty in 3 years. He's a smart man, studied criminal justice and criminology.
Ready to go.
He's seen a lot of action.
It gets a little easier and easier because you get into that rhythm, you prep your gear, you get your ammunition issued out, you do your rehearsals, you do your mission briefs, you do your confirmations, you feel proud, you feel aggressive, you feel ready to go, right up until that moment that you get on the helicopter and fly off.
Then there's Sergeant Barrow, a 24-year-old squad leader from Bisbee, Arizona, and an unwavering fighter.
When I'm on a combat deployment, my vision's clear. You actually feel like you're doing what you came here to do. I'm doing what I signed up to do.
No one knows that better than Lance Corporal Wildback. At just over 5 feet, he's the shortest of Middendorf's men, but carries the biggest gun.
I talked to my dad before I left. I'm going to Afghanistan, Dad, and he's like, oh, good, it's about time you become a man. And then he tells me, he's like, just don't be a and I'm like, what? It's like, I didn't expect you to say that. I thought you were gonna like give me a hug or something, and like, come back safe. And he's just telling me, he's like, don't be a and I was like, oh, you know, I'll try my best.
Sergeant Kurek is a true survivor, a veteran of the Sanjin campaign, one of the bloodiest of the Afghan war campaigns. He knows the stakes of war better than anyone and leads from the front.
I think everybody gets a little bit nervous. I think it's a good thing. At least for me, it keeps me sharp when I'm nervous. You kind of get that pit in your stomach feeling, but like when you go back home, you miss that pit in your stomach feeling.
Surprise is the key to Operation Branding Iron, which means a nighttime airborne assault. But it's a risky maneuver. It only takes one lucky shot from an enemy RPG to bring them down in a ball of fire.
Here's the last thing I want you to put in your mind before we go in here. This battalion, this company, was in Wood. Went across island hopping campaigns in the Pacific. Defeated divisions of Chinese in Korea. Battled the NVA Army in Way City. Took on the Iraqis in OIF 1. Battled a tough insurgency in Ramadi. And now we're going to the worst place in Afghanistan. Gentlemen, I've been your company commander 2 years. It's been the proudest 2 years of my life. And there is no place I would rather be right now than with you, leading you into battle.
You know, we're gonna accomplish the mission, and if that takes casualties, it takes casualties. That's my job, to determine what that level is gonna be at.
We've trained hard. I've been f***ing tough on you. Tough as woodpecker lips. Don't forget where we came from. We're about to add another battle to the streamer of Golf Company and 2nd Battalion, 5th Marines. Before we go, gents, we're gonna say a quick prayer. Dear Lord, protect these Marines and sailors as we go forward into battle against the enemy. Protect each and every one of us. Give us the strength to push through the most challenging mission that we've had yet. Destroy the enemy as they become the main effort of Golf Company. And dear God, bring us all home alive. In your name we pray. Amen. Gentlemen, get in your sticks, retreat hell!
I really want to bring all my guys back home while accomplishing the mission.
Years of training have brought them to this moment, but nothing can really prepare them for the reality of going into combat.
A lot of times we're getting shot at when we come in. You know, sometimes it's RPG, sometimes it's just machine gun fire. When you're on the ground and you're fighting, you know, you're relying on your skills and your instincts and everything. When you're in a helicopter flying in, you're not relying on anything. You're just kind of just sitting there and hoping and praying that it's gonna work out for the best.
If we die, it doesn't matter, you know. Put it in your head that you're already dead. That'll take away the fear of dying. It's like a lot more. It'll make it a lot easier on you. And it's kind of like the mindset you have to have.
They fly fast. There's no moon. Darkness and speed are their best allies, but there are no guarantees. They land in the lion's den. It's go time. The first wave of Marines hit the ground and fan out, and the second wave comes in hot on their heels. That's when the Taliban attacks.
Hey, get back, get back!
The first wave of Marines hit the ground and fan out, and the second wave comes in hot on their heels. That's when the Taliban attacks.
Hey, get back, get back!
They're no match for the Marines' escort helicopters, who use their night vision capability to zero in on the Taliban. The Huey's machine gun neutralizes the enemy. Then a rocket seals the deal. Gulf Company makes it through the first contact with their mission unscathed. By dawn, the Taliban withdraw. Captain Middendorf can't tell how big their fighting force was, or even how many they may have killed. But now they're exposed, sitting ducks in the growing light. They need to find some cover, fast. They're waiting for Lieutenant Neil Jones to clear a nearby civilian compound to use as cover.
Golf 2, this is 6. You got room for headquarters to push in now? Can get out of here and start working? Golf 2. You got a spot for headquarters in there yet? I need to get tucked in quick, man.
Yeah, you guys are good to come in there.
And that is on the south side there?
I would go to the western side, the northwestern side.
You can just make sure somebody's at the door for us.
Now they just have to get to the compound, 300 yards across an open field, without getting shot.
When we're out there gunfighting, my mind is pretty clear. I'm doing everything I possibly can to kill the enemy and protect my guys.
My radio took like a dump earlier, just letting you know. You definitely become a man really quick in this game. There's not a whole lot of room for poor decisions. Definitely no room for that.
The compounds are empty. If the enemy was here earlier, they're gone now. But they're out there somewhere, waiting.
The biggest thing you hear a lot of people talk about, and a lot of Marines that have been here before, is that they feel like they're fighting ghosts on the battlefield.
It's, I don't know, 4 o'clock in the morning right now. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. We've been up since yesterday, so we haven't really slept. Maybe got a cat nap here and there. They use spotters, and they shoot from concealed positions a lot, or positions that provide them a lot of cover. A lot of times in murder holes or small holes inside of compounds, and we call them murder holes.
What I tell the Marines is we've killed all the dumb ones. So tactics evolve, and that's their best way to have a successful attack is to shoot from a murder hole 1,000 meters away and be able to fight another day.
It's time for Gulf Company to dig in and fortify their fighting positions. This is their own Fort Apache.
We just got into our compound. We're setting up security, filling sandbags up to put on our post, and we can find out if they're doing any radio chatter.
Back home, like, they don't even know really anything's going on anymore. They hear that Iraq war ended, and they think the whole war ended, you know? They think it was the same thing. So, hey, there's a war going on, and there are people dying, and there's people, you know, fighting for their lives out here.
Little bush on the left and then 2 openings right to the right of it.
I just be a little old kid, and my mom's friends, they'd ask me, I was like, what do you want to do when you grow up? They'd ask me, and I'd be like, I want to be a mercenary. And what? And my mom was like, no, 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 he meant missionary. You're like, no, I said mercenary. I want to shoot guns.
The Marines use their Afghan translators to decipher enemy radio traffic and determine their plans.
As a rifle company, my mission is to locate, close with, and destroy the enemy. So when he decides to show his face, I've got the ability to close on him. And I've got some additional firepower that's really going to change the game for him pretty dramatically.
Another weapon in that fight is a T-Hawk, unmanned aerial vehicle. This handy toy allows them a safe and overhead lay of the land.
They're getting ready to shoot at us. It's pretty standard ICOM traffic around here. But it's bad for them because they're not very good marksmen, and as soon as they expose their positions, they're probably going to get killed.
We're fighting on their home turf. They know where everything's at. We don't. They have pre-established fighting positions oftentimes, so trying to get positive identification on them in a murder hole the size of a basketball is extremely difficult. And again, they blend in with the populace. They wear the same that the locals do, so it's not like we're fighting a uniformed force, so that makes it extremely difficult.
The worst part for me is leading up to the firefight. That's the worst. That's when the butterflies are churning. It's when the shooting actually starts. That's okay with me. I'm at peace once that starts.
It's another day in paradise.
Yeah.
Made it to where we were supposed to make it to, sort of. Just kind of waiting. We got a couple platoons behind us over here. But, at the current time, we're the furthest one east right now. Just gonna kind of get everybody in position before we begin our clear down through the village. If they hit us for right now, it'll be from the east over there. As soon as the sun's coming up, where it's gonna blind us. Give it about 30 more minutes once they've moved everybody in position. That's probably where they'll open up from.
That's where they're watching the Marines. Watch them.
Biggest hassle is finding out exactly where they are. There's so many spots out there where they could hit us from. That's one of the biggest things that gets to Marines, is not knowing where that fire is coming from. It's easy to fire back, but if you don't know what you're firing back at, I mean, it's kind of pointless.
The enemy does fight from a long ways away. They do understand their weapon systems. They understand the max effective range and what they can shoot at you from. And they do shoot from, 300-400 meters away with an AK-47, but a lot of times you'll see them at 800 meters to 1,000 meters away because they know how accurate Marines are.
1,400 meters. 1,600, 1,400. Yeah. Right there at the edge of those compounds. I think I still see him there, sitting right off the edge of that building. There's a doorway, and then maybe like 10 meters from that doorway to the left.
Yeah, I got it.
Yep.
Gulf Company can't continue their patrol until they eliminate these Taliban scouts. So Middendorf calls in the big guns.
Basically, we're waiting for an Abrams. If you look out there, there's an Abrams main battle tank. We're waiting for it to be able to be clear to fire the main battle tank round at a previously used fighting position. They're going to reduce the building by firing that main cannon. Once the building's been reduced and we get the all clear, our platoon's going to go ahead and move out and continue on our mission, continue our clear.
The Marines destroy the Taliban's fighting position with one shot. Now Captain Middendorf can continue his mission of eliminating the enemy in one of their last strongholds. His radios pick up the surrounding Taliban's reaction.
No, they're getting ICOM traffic saying Taliban thinks we hit an IED because they heard the explosion. But they are sadly mistaken. We did not hit an IED. We destroyed their fighting position.
All clear. Second platoon must fan out and clear the next compound of Taliban fighters.
Yeah, we're outside right now, man.
This landscape's littered with mud-walled buildings that provide the Taliban safe fighting positions and offer safe harbor for their drugs and weapons caches.
No, there's plenty of places them to shoot us from.
And it's up to Captain Middendorf and his men to destroy them all. But first, they've got to get there. And that means crossing more open ground, making them easy targets for an ambush. Since the start of this deployment, Gulf Company hasn't sustained any fatalities yet.
Really, my job is to set my men into motion to complete a mission, whatever that is, maneuvering platoons around the battle space, and then integrating all the different support, whether it be fire support assets, whether it be tanks, logistics, to make sure my guys can accomplish the mission.
Once we're on the deck, I think the confidence goes up quite a bit. Once we are on the ground, of course, the IED threat then goes up, as well as any small arms fire we may take while we're making movements.
See the smoke 500 meters out there?
Staff Sergeant Dusty Sampson keeps his M4 assault rifle at the ready, but carries a Javelin rocket system on his back, just in case.
Hey, back out. Ready now. Okay.
This side's clear.
One wrong signal from their metal detector, and they're dead before they know what hit them. But even these sweepers aren't enough. Not all improvised explosive devices are made of metal. Underground tunnels like this one, or Karez systems, are another favorite Taliban hideout.
2 seconds.
The Karez system is very, very difficult to deal with here. It's a natural water source for whoever lives here. It's been here for thousands of years. It runs north to south, and it's also used as a tunnel system for the enemy to flood fighters to different locations. They store their weapons down there, and it's really an unknown. It's a spooky place.
And this system is so complex that we sent a camera down this thing, and in different areas it would have multi-leveled openings into these things, so they could literally come out of one hole into another, and then complete advantage for those guys.
This one's empty, but the search continues.
Hey, Lo! What's up? Hey, all this is clear.
All right, 2-1, let's go.
One compound down, 2 more to go in this immediate area.
How do you overcome fear? You rely on your training. If you have tough, realistic training, and you do it in a repetitive manner, you have nothing else to go back on other than your training. I think there's been a few instances where some of the Marines have definitely been close to in their pants from fear, but we've all adapted and overcome and gotten past that.
I got nothing. Gulf 2's got nothing. I'm not in a position to see. I'm going to continue heading east, bounding
cross this open danger area, over.
2nd Platoon Gulf Company moves out, deeper into Taliban territory. They're now leading the operation, but they do have tanks in support if they need it.
Hey, Sergeant Barrow, pass it up. Do their best to keep moving. We got to stay out of these open areas. Roger, moving. Quickly and stay low.
This area is a source of one of Afghanistan's primary cash crops, opium. Over 75% of the world's heroin originates from Afghanistan. The area's fertile soil and general lawlessness make it one of the world's best grow areas. But these fields represent another danger. They're open ground. And right now, 2nd Platoon's totally exposed.
And I go bam, 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 just snaps over my head. I'm like, what the f? And I'm like, like the first thing I thought was someone was throwing firecrackers.
2nd Platoon's pinned down in an open field. The enemy's just 400 meters ahead, fortified in an old concrete bunker.
We've seen a drastic change in tactics of the Taliban in the north here in the last about 12 months. They're very capable as far as a guerrilla force goes. Fighting these guys and taking the fight to them is key to not allowing them to expand their influence.
We're just at a complete tactical disadvantage for about an hour.
Get 2-1 on the hook, Barrow, and have them move out of this danger area.
You guys got anything?
Ready to move, stroke.
And it was the worst feeling, the absolute worst feeling in the world. There's nothing you can do about it. You have, 500-600 meters of open ground to cover. Probably the scariest moment of my life, really.
Six, this is 2. I got to get as far east as I can while these guys are shooting for us. We're stuck out in the open.
Back at the command compound, Captain Middendorf calls in his tanks and radios for air support.
Lord!
Yes, sir.
Got 2 different target locations.
Yes, sir.
One is behind about 300 meters due east of compound 10.
Yes, sir.
He quickly orders a JTAR request, the call for immediate air support for troops in combat. They scramble the birds as fast as they can from the base in Camp Bastion. But they can still take up to 25 minutes to get there.
Roger. 3 Bravo, you copy?
It's definitely KK. We're gonna be holding here for a sec.
When you get in rounds going over your head and IEDs going off and all sorts of other going on around you, we call it the fog of war. Other people call it like hell on earth, I suppose. But that friction and uncertainty that you experience certainly puts you in gives you a different perspective on everything.
You guys all good over there? All right.
Hey, fast back, tag to take out the CMD.
Hey, Golf 2 wants us to hold right now. They're trying to get a tank to provide overwatch for us, right?
Yeah, it's a solid copy. We're holding in place, waiting for a tank. We got that tank rolling up, so... Hey, pass up. Who's firing at what back there? At what? Hey, what the are they shooting at? The tree line. Right there? Hey, they shooting at... Boys, you looking? The pretty big tree line right here. It's the only one in that direction.
Pop Romeo 988.
858, I like to have you start looking in those compounds and the tree lines surrounding. That's where we're seeing these muzzle flashes at.
The air support arrives just in time. The attack choppers lay down a steady stream of fire at the enemy's position in the tree line. Giving Middendorf's men time to scramble.
On them. That's A-firm. The tail end of my platoon, my rear trace, is just over halfway through the danger area. Continuing to move east this time over. You got 2 minutes to get out of this danger area. Tiger's gonna suppress.
But these Taliban are determined and keep up a steady stream of fire. So Middendorf calls in the tanks.
Yeah, they're sitting out right about here. I wonder if they're using that bunker we tried to destroy, sir. What? Look, never mind. It's definitely coming from the tree line. Sorry, you want me to put a couple bursts in the tree line? This is when I wish I had a grenade. Times like these.
You can't even throw that far.
Yeah, but...
It's a tricky dance, coordinating the support Middendorf's men need from a base a mile away.
100 mils right from where he was engaging with his 240.
1-2, Roger. Put another tank gun around about 1,000 meters out to east. Clear muzzle flash.
Roger. 3 Bravo, you copy?
Yeah, we took contact from the northwest side of the compound directly to our 3 o'clock, 50 meters away with green doors. Their tank is
Finally, they make a break for it.
You ready? Let's go. Oh. Keep your eyes on that and this building here.
Golf 6, Golf 6, Golf 2. Rear trace has about 150 to 200 meters to go to clear the danger area at this time of it.
All the captain can do is listen and pray. But from the Taliban chatter on the radio, it doesn't sound like they're rolling over.
Oh. RPG! That came from our left.
We good? Am I good? Where is it coming from anyway?
Suddenly, the enemy tries flanking Middendorf's men, attacking from a bunker. Time for the tanks to take charge.
And they're gonna be blowing a hole in that compound.
Yes, clear, fire.
Hey, go ahead. Light it up. We're good.
1 minute gun round on the way.
Yes, clear, fire.
Two, 3, 2, 1. Do we have a successful breach?
That's an A-firm.
Golf Company was pinned down by Taliban fire until their tanks took charge.
It's been the only time the entire deployment that our company, and specifically our platoon, has been at a tactical disadvantage against the enemy in a gunfight. And it was not a good feeling at all. It was probably like 5 minutes, but it seemed like an hour. And it seemed like it would never stop.
But their 15-day mission has only just begun. They've still got a lot of enemy combatants to flush out and kill before they head back to base.
Golf 6 from Golf 2. All 2nd platoon is out of that danger area, continuing to move to assault position number 2. We'll get back to you with lead trace, over.
All right, let's get in this compound. I'm tired of standing in the open like this.
2-2-2-1, we're moving.
Another potential Taliban compound, and this one's much bigger. It's empty, but still may be mined or booby-trapped.
Hi, guys.
The Marines take a moment to regroup and make a startling discovery.
What's up? Got a hole in it? Yeah. Nice.
Corporal Mashburn's been shot.
Where's Christopher Mashburn at? Let me see that IFAC, Christopher.
The round probably still inside though, because it almost would have hit my side tab.
One of my guys got really lucky. He got shot in his IFAC, which is his medical kit. He got pretty lucky because it was right here on the side. The bullet would have been up a half foot, and probably would have gone through his lungs and some vital parts there.
First someone like
punched you?
Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
That's what I joined for, brother.
Huh?
That's what I joined for, brother.
That's pretty exciting, actually.
I mean, it's combat, so not everybody is going to exactly come back home or go uninjured. That's kind of a terrifying experience. But again, it's that adrenaline rush that's out of this world. You can't really put into words for those back at home unless they experience it.
When the shooting actually starts and the rounds are going by your head or, hitting in front of you, I don't like them hitting in front of me. I'd rather them go over my head than hit in front of me. When it's over your head, it's gone. It's past you. There's nothing you can do about it, so you just crack on. You keep going.
When you got your boots on the ground, you can really see why we're doing some of the things that we're doing out here and why it's important. Just don't want to lose the whole war.
Quarterback's fault. But what I'm telling you is if the quarterback's got time, a quarterback can pick apart any defense. Plain and simple. No, you want any defense if he's got time to throw the ball. If he's not getting hurried and he's not getting sacked, that quarterback will win most matchups.
You are just fighting for guys on your left and the right, and you're not fighting for the commanding officer, and you're not fighting to, accomplish the mission, and you're not fighting for the president of the United States. You're just fighting for the guys that you're with. And you really would, put your life on the line for these guys. You would take a bullet for them. You really would, and I think that's with everybody.
There's no better group of guys that I'll ever work with for the rest of my life than the ones I work with now. I don't think I would ever hesitate to go ahead and throw myself out there on the line just to ensure that they came back.
It's right there, like over the white end.
Morale is high. The Marines know that this is an important mission. When a Marine understands his mission and understands what he's supposed to go do and why it's important, he'll fight with a happy heart.
And out here, that fight never lets up.
Hey, I got somebody out there.
It's a Taliban scout.
Yeah, look directly that way, Brooks. You see you got the series of tree lines out there about a click out to your left. Just a little bit above it, you should see somebody standing up now. Yeah.
I wish I could see what you're talking about.
The enemy knows golf companies here.
Hey, I got somebody out there.
It's a Taliban scout.
Yeah, look directly that way, Brooks. You see you got the series of tree lines out there about a click out to
If they don't take out this threat now,
just a little bit above
it could come back and kill them later.
Yeah, good view from up here. You're high enough up there, you can go over the wall.
Okay. You want this vector?
The Taliban scout's out of rifle range, but the Marines can still reach it. Time for the big guns. Staff Sergeant Dusty Sampson's favorite weapon, the javelin.
Be nice to my girl.
My baby, the javelin. The javelin has been she's just an amazing weapon system. It's a beautiful thing when that thing goes off.
See, I got 5 individuals walking right to left.
It fires pretty silently of all of the weapon systems. Basically, it shoots out and it's kind of it just has a big enough explosion to make the missile drop out of the casing that it comes in, and then hovers there for a split second, and then it takes off into the air on its own propellant.
Just to the right of it, you'll see a guy sitting up there.
Okay, yeah, I got eyes on those 3 twins.
Just look over top of this compound. See off in. God damn, how far is that? Give me the plur. Give me the plur. Hey, relay to Golf 6, compound 14, all black, AK-47, between building 12 and compound 14, Charlie 5 Lima. 900 meters? Yeah. 900 meters, 70 degrees.
What? Where's your COP and what's that?
Yes.
On the ridge line. What's he out there?
One male, all white, PKM on his shoulder.
If they hope to kill this threat, it's gotta be with the Javelin.
It pretty much is a silent killer. It gets to the target very fast. Unless you see it coming out at you, then you're not gonna know it's coming. You're pretty much is the truth of the matter.
Yeah, you're still doing good now. If you get one of this, like, just use the Cobras as well. Roger.
Too late, Aaron.
If you want it up yet.
I'm already going.
30 seconds to go. Copy.
I lost. No, up. No, the other way. Right. Other side. No. That was a same shot. Yeah, right on.
Hey, Bronze Star shot. Hey, that's Bronze Star shot.
That was a shit right there.
You hit him more. No, you got him. You got him.
The enemy does not know it's coming. The radio chatter after I shot the guys that I shot was like, what happened? Did an IED go off? What happened? Like, they just were dumbfounded at the loss. They just didn't know what happened to them.
Marines don't fight fair. That's not war. This is not a boxing match behind the schoolhouse where you put your gloves and your headgear on and you go out and you settle a score. This is war. You know, he shows up with an AK-47, we show up with a tank. He shows up with a PKM machine gun, we show up with a 500-pound bomb dropped out of an aircraft. And that gets your point across.
That's one less compound 2nd Platoon will have to worry about. And one more group of enemy dispatched.
Man. I'm gonna let you see me shower tonight, William. It's your birthday.
They still have 14 days left before this mission ends. But the threat never ends.
A lot of guys will ask you, like, do you think it's all worth it? Like, hiking, the patrolling, the weight, the heat, the flies, and the flies. Are you gonna take all that just for that adrenaline rush, that to get shoot at somebody? Yes, definitely, it's worth it every time.
Why do 18-year-old kids want to sometimes sign up and fight? Because, yeah, they know that you can die, but I guess what, I was invincible when I was 18 years old.